I think the number one thing that leaders must do in times where there's uncertainty, unrest, adversity, fear is to remain confident. People are looking at you as a leader and they're counting on you to make good decisions. They're counting on you to make wise decisions. They're not necessarily counting on you to make the most important decision that's going to save the day. They're counting on you so that they can follow you through with the highest probability that things are going to be okay. And so today, whether we're leading businesses or companies or our families, it's critically important that we as leaders, even if we don't have all the answers, because look, no one said part of leadership qualification is knowing all the answers. What it is willing to do is step into the information and carve out a pathway that leaves your people very confident. I think contingency plans are critical, right? You can't necessarily live in worst case scenarios, which I think is one of the problems a lot of people fall into. They think the worst thing is going to happen. It's okay to recognize and acknowledge the worst thing that can happen, but you can't live there, because you can't get beyond fear if you're living in worst case scenario. The best thing you can do is to evaluate the circumstances, evaluate the possible outcomes and contingency plans, and be really defined about what needs to happen if the inevitable happens. And it doesn't take away the possibility of the worst thing happen, but your job is to have a well-defined contingency plan and communicate that to your family, to your business, to your clients, to everyone that is looking to you for leadership. I think in times like this, there's an opportunity to capitalize on things we may have put to the side or put on the back burner in the past. And what I mean by that is, a lot of times you get situations that you didn't expect that uncover things that you could have been planning for or preparing for in the past. Now, in my world of business, I work in the internet marketing space. We have a digital marketing agency, and one thing that's interesting to me is over the last 10 years, we've been preaching to business owners that they needed to build an online presence. Now, here we are sitting in a situation where maybe human contact and interaction may be limited or prohibited for some period of time. And we're going to see a lot of businesses now try to scramble to get their digital presence put together. And so when I say capitalize, I mean opportunistically fill the gaps and the voids from some of the things that you may have ignored in the past. I think at the end of the day, you can only control the controllables. I have said this for decades now. The best way to handle stress, the best way to handle fear, the best way to handle uncertainty is to absolutely identify those things that you absolutely control and that are in your power, and execute on those things. You can't tell what's going to happen. You don't know what the government's going to do. You don't know what the business world's going to do. You don't know what's going to happen economically. Your job is to control the controllables. But again, if you've got a contingency plan in place, your job now is to execute on the things that you can control. If you do that, you're going to put yourself in as best a place as you could possibly be given the circumstances.